Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the Mabinogi Eternity section on the Korean website. And today we're going to be looking at for silky Militian hair. So, hello, this is Developer K. I would like to talk about the process of applying physics-based animation to bring life to the hair of Militians. In the beginning, there was a skeleton, so this is a skeleton of a Militian. The screenshot above is of the skeleton omitted for illustration purposes. In the actual game, more skeletons are used for various movements. Traditional animation techniques for creating character movement include: there's a basic skeleton for the character, and the key animation which moves the skeleton in XYZ direction and adds a key to each frame is common. For example, let's consider the motion called walking. Since the legs must move back and forth, the thigh, calf, foot, and toe bones must be moved to each frame to set the height, left foot, right foot, respectively. Of course, let's move the arms naturally too. Let's set the height by moving the upper arm, forearm, and hand skeletons each frame. For natural movement, the body also needs to be in rhythm. So pelvis, spine, neck, etc. Walking was used as an example, but in Mabinogi, all character movements are performed in the same manner as above. It is a key animation method that holds the key by moving the position of the skeleton for each frame. The motions of various skills, the motions of actions, etc., all movements. When the above skeleton moves, the attached modeling should also move along with it, right? The work done to achieve this is called rigging and skinning. Connect each vortex of modeling to the skeleton rigging and set the skeleton by giving weights that will be affected by its movement skinning. This allows the attached modeling skin to stretch or shrink when the skeleton moves. Since the basic skeleton of the character is shared, even if the modeling is changed, if the skinning is done properly, the animation operates normally. So, hair animation. Let's take an example of a ponytail. It is said that animation must be added to the ponytail hair with all key animation data created based on the basic skeleton described above. First, we need to add a skeleton for the ponytail for movement to the basic skeleton. So here you can see the picture for an example. Now all you have to do is add a key for the movement of the additional skeleton for the ponytail to the animations you previously created for character movement. In all character animations 13,586, the key of the skeleton added for the ponytail must be adjusted step by step. So here's all the steps. As the hair bones continue to be added to the base bone, rigging and skinning problems also arise. So, separation of the hair skeleton. Before something like the above becomes difficult just by imagining it, let's separate the hair skeleton from the basic skeleton. Leave the existing basic skeleton and animation data as is and create a separate skeleton for the hair. Let's use the ponytail as an example again. Let's create a separate hair skeleton like this and create a separate animation for the ponytail that will run simultaneously with the existing animation. At this time, When the walking animation of the basic skeleton is executed, the walking animation of the ponytail skeleton is also executed at the same time. The animation operates separately on the two skeletons, but the result looks like one movement. Of course, for this, it is necessary to adjust the frame length of both animations and keep adjusting them based on the basic skeleton animation so that the hair does not stick out too much. Separating the skeleton only solves problems in the rigging and skinning process compared to adding a hair skeleton to the basic skeleton. The process for creating a key animation corresponding to all existing animations is the same. Currently, in the case of moving wigs and hair Mabinogi, the skeleton is separated for each hair mesh, and a key animation is created and applied in response to the motion applied to the existing basic skeleton. Physics-based animation. What is physics animation? As physical properties such as mass, inertia, damping, and elasticity. This refers to animation that is simulated to produce results similar to everyday physical phenomena. In short, if you set various conditions, movement is automatically created according to the physical phenomena. If you just listen to the exclamation, there is no need to specify the position for the skeleton for each frame like in the existing key animation. It sounds like a technology that naturally and automatically simulates the position of the skeleton. In reality, there are many things to consider in order to express natural movement. Let's use the ponytail as an example again. Even in motion, in place, in motion that moves and runs, or in motion with high acceleration, the simulation should come out not moving as if it's bouncing too much, right? In small movements, there is little response to external factors, so it is difficult to express the ponytail's movements in detail. On the other hand, with large movements, acceleration or collisions can make the simulation unstable, causing the movement to appear inaccurate. To respond to these problems, adjust the parameters of the physics simulation, or adjustments to the magnitude and direction of the motion are required. Nevertheless, there are cases where it is not possible to satisfy both extreme situations of small motion and large motion. Initial physics-based animation test appearance, so that's this here. So 1, no physical animation, and 2, small physical animation movement, and 3, large physical animation movement. So you can see here how the hair isn't moving at all when the character moves, and you can see here how it's moving a little bit when the character moves, and in 3 you can see how the hair is moving a lot when the character moves. For the flowing Mauritian hair, the key animation and physics-based animation introduced above are all research and development processes for the flowing Mauritian hair. In addition, there are various contents such as combination of key animation and physics-based animation, retargeting system, etc. We will cover related content in the next costume animation, the 4-pointed skirt we will cover related content in the next costume animation. The 4-pointed skirt is actually... As the journey of the Mabinogi Eternity project continues, Mauritian's hair will become even more luscious. Okay, so this is good. So they are working on hair movement in this part of the update. Okay, so we'll be looking at another part of the Mabinogi Eternity section on the Korean website. So the 4-point skirt is actually So we develop with Unreal Engine, so of course the skirt will naturally flow, right? This time we will focus on expressing natural movement in costume animation, especially skirt-shaped costumes. Let me introduce you to the animation-related R&D process. Let's briefly recall the key animation and rigging and skinning introduced in the hair animation section. Key animation holds the key by moving the position of the skeleton for each frame. Rigging and skinning connect each vertex of the modeling to the skeleton rigging and give the skeleton a weight to be affected by its movement. Skinning. 4-point skirt, not bulletproof. Taking the popo skirt as an example, the skirt hem of the popo skirt is rigged and skinned to the leg bones, so when the legs move due to the key animation, the attached skirt moves together. So what should I do to make the skirt part of the 4-point skirt move separately? You just need to create an additional skeleton to move the skirt and set a separate key animation. Volitions who have seen the hair animation process will have already noticed, but there is a problem. So they're just saying the same, they're just using the hair example here. If this continues, the skeleton will continue to proliferate as each costume has a different shape. However, this is a problem I have already experienced once with hair animation. Just apply the same solution as hair animation. So, cloth simulation. It is a type of physics-based animation that was previously introduced in hair animation. It refers to a technology that imitates the motion of flexible materials such as clothing or fabric. What makes hair animation different from physically based animation is that cloth simulation movements do not require a skeleton. Of course, since physical calculations are performed at the vertex level instead, it is bound to be heavy in terms of performance. What if we combined Mabinogi with cloth simulation, which is excellent for expressing the smooth movement of fabric? I started applying the cloth simulation by imagining the possum skirt I was wearing swaying in the air every time I walked. The problem is form. A problem occurred during testing with various types of skirts: short skirt, long skirt, wide skirt, narrow skirt. By rigging and skinning, there are no parts that can be stretched beyond the original form of the modeling. As physics calculations were performed at the vertex level, side effects occurred, such as legs going through the skirt or the bottom of the skirt being rolled up. Of course, there is room for improvement by setting additional physical properties and increasing the amount of computation. It was difficult to expect natural movement in long and narrow skirts. If you attach a skeleton as before, rig it, skin it, and then use the key animation to move it, the mesh will stretch beyond its existing shape. The movement of the flowing skirt that was initially thought is moving further away. Physics simulation again. As applied in previous hair, a separate skeleton for the skirt was created, separated from the basic skeleton, and attached to the skeleton for the skirt. A method of applying physics simulation was introduced. The basic skeleton of the character is used to control the character's movement. This skeleton determines the overall movement of the character and handles the basic animations such as walking, running, jumping, etc. The skeleton for the skirt is responsible for simulating the physics of the skirt parts, used to represent the movement of the skirt more realistically. Physics-based animation calculates the movement of the skirt by considering physical factors such as gravity, air resistance, and external interference. For example, when a character moves quickly, the effect of a skirt blowing in the wind is physically simulated. The physical effects make the game character's motion feel more lifelike and realistic. By combining these two separate skeletal systems, the overall movement of the character utilizes traditional animation techniques, while the movement of one particular part, the skirt, is expressed more naturally through physics-based form. However, there were problems with applying physics-based animation. In small movements, there is less response to external factors. The movement of the skirt is difficult to express in detail. On the other hand, with large movements, acceleration or collisions make the simulation unstable, causing the movement to appear inaccurate. To respond to these problems, it is necessary to adjust the parameters of the physics simulation or adjust the size and direction of motion. There were limits to the physical simulation results appearing natural in all movements. Combination of key animation and physics simulation. To solve the problem, key animation was applied to the skeleton at the beginning of the chain in the chain-shaped skirt skeleton. This ensures that movement at the top of the skirt is reliably controlled by key animation. We apply physics-based animation to the remaining bones of the skirt, propagating physical movement based on the key animation movement of the top bone. Through this, it has become a form that can satisfy both stability in large motions and movement in small motions. The problem is that you need to separate the skeletons for all skirt-shaped meshes and set key animations for each skeleton for each mesh. To solve this, we used Unreal's retargeting function. Utilize retargeting system. To increase efficiency, add a skirt bone to the basic torso skeleton. Using this, we used Unreal's retargeting system in the process of applying key animation to the top bone of the skirt. Add the skirt's armature to the main torso armature. This integrates the skirt and bodice bones into one frame. Apply key animation to the skirt bone added to the basic torso bone. The animation will control the movement of the top part of the skirt. Using Unreal's retargeting system, skirts of various shapes, long skirts, short skirts, skirts with one side long, skirts with different waistlines, starting points, allows you to correspond to the movements of the basic torso skeleton. Through this, the movement of the upper part of the skirt is moved by the key animation of the skirt bone of the basic torso skeleton, and the remaining parts are moved by the animation key of the skirt bone of the basic body skeleton. Each skirt is moved by a physics simulation of the skeleton connected to the mesh. Using a retargeting system, we efficiently integrate the structure of the existing torso skeleton and the newly added skirt bone. It was effective in combining animations for various parts by flexibly constructing the character's skeleton. So you can see in this image here, retargeting results. Light blue basic skeleton, blue skirt mesh skeleton. Okay, so yeah, the light blue here is like the basic skeleton, and then the dark blue here, the normal blue, is the skirt mesh skeleton. We may not be satisfied with all forms, but we will find the answer. As always, below is a temporary modeling resource for testing that was used in the early R&D process. Key animation, torso skeleton plus upper skirt skeleton, physical animation, skirt lower skeleton combination result. So here you can see those images. The 4-point skirt was actually a skirt that moved in the air. All of the content introduced above was a process to express the natural movement of the 4-point skirt. Although cloth animation has not been applied to cloth skirts, research is underway to apply it to cloaks and certain types of mesh. In addition, various research is underway to improve the natural motion of clothing using a new engine. So today we'll be looking at a part that was shown in the Korean Fantasy Party for Mabinogi. We'll be looking at character creation in Unreal Engine 5. And we have English closed captioning. There's the login. So they played this live on stream. Here's the new character select screen. This looks pretty cool.
안녕하세요, 밀레시안 여러분. 마비노기 총괄 디렉터 민경훈입니다. 이번 이터니티의 소식의 시작을 제가 직접 보여드리고 싶었습니다. 그래서 캐릭터 생성 과정을 제가 직접 좀
So the director is going to show us the character creation process for Unreal.
업데이트 후에 실제로 만나보실 모습은 지금과는 좀 다를 수 있는데 지금 현재 저희가 구현해 놓은 모습을 천천히 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 이렇게 하나씩 선택할 수 있고요. 새 캐릭터를 선택해 보겠습니다. 이 의상은 처음 보시는 의상이죠. 이터니티 버전으로.
This is the first time you've seen this costume, newly created in Eternity version. This is the newbie wear, okay.
전에 잠깐 소개해드린 것처럼 이런 형태.
A while ago, yes, as I briefly introduced, this is now.
신발도 이제 구현해 볼 수 있고요.
Now let's implement pretty shoes in the shape of.
일단은 남캐를 한번 잠깐 보여드릴게요.
Okay, first the male character. So yeah, you can pick the male character's age. And this shows you like the stats. Because the stats are like slightly different.
이렇게 당연히 나이도 이렇게 고를 수 있고요. 능력치는 신경 쓰지 않으셔도 됩니다. 임시 수치로 넣어둔 거예요.
So it looks like over here we have like a couple of different like starting outfit options. So like this is the newbie wear over here, and it looks like you can pick like one of these other 3 outfits to start with. So far this looks really good.
얼굴도 이렇게 이거 이따가 조금 이따가 자세히 보여드릴 텐데 이제 남캐 헤어들은 지금 일단 반영해 놓은 건 이 정도고요. 여러 가지 익숙하신 헤어들이
Couple of the different male hairstyles.
이런 헤어도 있고, 그리고 당연히 이렇게 색상도 선택할 수 있습니다.
And the different colors.
일단 다시 돌아가서 네, 여성캐로 선택을 해보겠습니다.
And you can notice, like here, you can see some of the hair clipping through her outfit. So it's a lot easier to notice, like, the hair clipping through the outfits on the female character, because she has, like, longer hair. And the longer hair options typically, like, clip through the outfits more.
네. 예쁘죠? 예쁜 건
Yeah, you can see it, like, better up close. You can see how it's, like, cutting into the shirt and stuff. But it looked a lot better in game. That might just be, like, a character creation thing. Like, when I saw, like, the in-game footage that's later, it looked a lot better and a lot less noticeable.
가까이서 봐야 됩니다. 이렇게 가까이서 보시면 이 디테일이 좀 보이실 것 같아요. 이렇게 의상도 이런 식으로 디테일하게 표현해서 네, 구현을 해볼 수가 있고요. 피부 색상도 이렇게 선택한 대로 바로 잘
And different skin tones. That's cool.
네.
That one's cool too.
이런 모습도 그렇고 다양한 모습을 볼 수 있고 네, 저는 개인적으로 좋아하는 연한 복숭아 빛을 선택하겠습니다. 이 헤어도 이렇게 반영이 되는데 아마 지금 잘 아시는 헤어들이 있을 거예요. 아시는 헤어들이 있고 그렇죠. 이 헤어는 좀 이따가 다시 보실 수 있을 것 같은데 저는
Okay, this hairstyle doesn't clip through the outfit at all. So that's good. Because, like, the hair that hangs off to the sides here in the front, like, that's far enough away from the outfit that doesn't clip into it. And, like, the ponytail in the back goes out far enough to the point where it doesn't, like, clip into the back of the character at all.
죄송합니다. 제 취향대로 일단 선택을 해보겠습니다. 그리고 눈도 지금은 이 정도로 반영이 돼 있고요. 눈도 아마
Couple of different options for eyes.
네, 이 눈으로 선택을 하겠습니다. 아, 제가 헤어 색상을 안 정했네요. 제가 그 블루 계열을 좋아해서 여기 제
Changing the hair color?
명확하게 있지는 않은데 네, 다른 의도는 없습니다. 블루를 선택을 하겠습니다. 그리고 눈도 맞춰야죠. 네, 이렇게 맞추겠습니다. 그리고 입은
Yeah, changing the hair and eye color.
있고요. 그리고 장식이랑 화장도 있는데 네, 이 부분은 네, 나중에 또 보여드릴 기회가 있을 것 같습니다.
There are decorations and makeup too, so you can use that.
네, 이런 프리셋들을 확인하면.
Yeah, and here's some of the different, like, starting outfits. Now he's going through, like, those options. This one goes really well with the blue hair.
하실 수가 있습니다. 네, 이렇게 있고요. 그리고 이렇게 가까이서 보시면 좀 재질감이 좀 다르죠? 네, 이런 의상도 있고 그리고 왠지 궁수한테 어울릴 것 같은 네, 이런 의상도 있고요. 네, 이런 의상도 있습니다. 네,
Yeah, this one looks pretty cool. Looks like an outfit that maybe, like, a priest or a healer would wear, like a priestess or a healer. Or a mage.
이제 본격적으로 한번 떠나보겠습니다.
They're laughing because the name was taken when he tried to name the character.
네. 서버는 지금 유튜브 하나만 반영을 해둔 거니까 혹시나
The server currently only reflects one loot. They might be talking about, like, loot server. Since I've already done it, maybe other than loot, I hope the servers aren't upset. Okay, so he's gonna create the character. The owl looks pretty cool too.
어떠세요? 밀레시안과 에린을 연결해줄 조금 새로운 모습의 소울 스트림입니다.
The soul stream looks pretty good. I like how they added some color to like this part where you walk around. Like there's some blue, some gold, and maybe some like blue and purple more in the center where now is.
네, 여기 계신 분들은 너무 잘 아시다시피 마비노기에서 의미 깊은 장소잖아요. 네, 그래서 좀 더 가슴에 남을 만한 모습으로 변화를 시도해보고 있습니다. 우리 나우가 쳐다보네요. 네, 아이고 죄송합니다. 제가 지금 손이 떨리고 있어요.
These dialogue options on the side are pretty cool. Like, I like the way the boxes look for text and everything. So far, this looks pretty good as far as the interface goes for like chatting with an NPC.
네, 하나하나 말을 걸어보고 싶지만 지금 이제 보여드릴 게 좀 더 있기 때문에 에린으로 바로 가겠습니다. 네. 다음에 또 만나요.
And now she's gonna send us to Aaron. Wait, let's go back just a little bit. This was just a brief moment, but it looks like this would be like the loading screen. That might change, like before it comes out. This is just a test play that they're going through. But this is simple, it looks nice. Wouldn't mind if that was the main, like, loading screen. And then they finally get into game. And you can see that there are, like, a couple other characters out here. These might be members of the development team that are, like, working on it. Or it could be some sort of closed beta in Korea. Either way, I think it's a good thing that they're, like, stress testing it. But yeah, we'll look at the gameplay and cover that in another video. But that's the character creation. And so far, I think it's pretty good. Alright, time to play some Mabinogi. So, I'm gonna do my Grandmaster missions first, try and get to Grandmaster Bard today. And then we're gonna level up Sacred Guardian all the way up to 50. We'll finish out that today, and then we're gonna do the Veteran Dungeon. So let's grab some event stuff and then get to those Grandmaster missions. And welcome in, Saint Rets. What is there left to use the training box on? Oh, only this? Okay, I guess I'll use it on that then. Oh wait, does that only affect like the main transformation skill? Okay, cool. Guess I don't need to buy those anymore unless I learn some new skills. Okay, let's get started on those Grandmaster missions. I wanna get to Grandmaster Bard. It'll depend on what missions I get today, but we might be starting the Harmonic Saint stuff today. And then after Harmonic Saint... Oh wait, what else is there? Run Explosive Vanguard. Yeah, I guess after Harmonic Saint, I'd just finish leveling out Explosive Vanguard next. We'll see how much those melodic plates are. I'm not gonna go farming for those. Yeah, even now I can only get like 12 of them. No, I'll skip that one then. We'll just do the Harmonic Saint stuff Monday then, not a big deal. Got enough Sacred Guardian left for today. And how much longer is that buff gonna last? Oh, it just wore off, so good timing, I guess, to check that. Let's go ahead and use another one of these. Alright, and let's do the Shadow mission, Grandmaster mission thing. And Derby, welcome in. Let's switch to the cat real quick. Luckily for these Grandmaster missions, like, Thunder is usually pretty much enough to do the entire job. I wonder if I'll get that boar transformation today. There's only one left. Nope, not quite. Oh, we have Ifrit again. Had him yesterday, too. Alright, easy. If I really wanted to go for Harmonic Saint today, could take on an extra mission. Yeah, okay, why not? I'll do it. Oh wait, let's complete that first. Guardian of Avon on hard mode? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So let's go to Dumbarton, we can get a pass from the Adventure Seal shop.
또 러브레터네?
And off to Avon. Otaku, welcome. I'm gonna try and get into Harmonic Saint quests today, right after I get Grandmaster Bard. And Meteor should be a one-shot. Oh no, he lived. Alright. There. Okay, so Grandmaster Bard. And now I can finally pursue Harmonic Saint. Let's get a few Rebirth stun real fast. We're very close to having Sacred Guardian all finished up.
빛을 따라 걷다 처음 마주한 곳 비밀스러운 두 개의 달 고요한 문 앞에 선다 단 한 번 저
Alright, Sacred Guardian is all leveled up. So now I can dedicate all my time to Harmonic Saint. So 5 MP, 5 stamina, 10 stamina, 1 strength. One strength, 1 dex, 2 will, and 10 HP. And then this one can go up 1 more rank, 5 HP. So we no longer have a need to be in this Arcana anymore. Let's go to the Association Room. So we have to complete an unremembered dream. Let's go see Periac. Kind of bad at finding his shop, so I'll kind of hover around in the air. Oh, here it is. So we have a little RP mission. We can test out the Harmonic Saint powers here. So pretty easy, just mess around with the abilities randomly and keep them alive. Okay, this is the main part I remember about, like, Harmonic Saint the first time I did this. Is mostly just the battle that takes place after all this stage stuff. Okay, where's the other waves? There's supposed to be like 4. Oh, there's one like stuck over here. Okay. Let's switch it up a little bit. No idea where they were aiming with that lightning rod. Oh, there's a barrier there. Done. Okay, so he's agreed to join. We need to talk to Lauer now and officially make him a member, then we can switch to that Arcana. Alright, I think that's it. We should be able to pick Harmonic Saint now. Yeah, let's activate that. Perfect. So, skills. Oh wow, we already have 2 right there, so that's good. And then we need to learn that one at level 8, that one at level 20, level 7. Level 3, okay. Well good, now I can start focusing on Harmonic Saint work for stats. Let's go figure out what the veteran dungeon is going to be today. As long as it's not Pieka dungeon, then we're probably going to do it. And last time I did my veteran dungeon, like yesterday, I didn't have that suffix applied to my, that suffix enchant applied to my scythe, so even the scythe will be stronger. Coil today, okay. Go ahead and take this off. We're gonna switch gear. Should I go buy another one of these orbs? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna go to the Stellar Citadel and get one of those orb things. Okay, we'll stick this up here for now. So Scythe, Orb, and Staff. And really quick, I will be right back, and then we'll run this veteran dungeon. Okay, let's do the veteran run. Yeah, I think the veteran dungeon run will go okay. Like, my scythe is stronger than it was for my run yesterday. And luckily, I think Xanafiedlion can do a pretty good job holding his own in the veteran dungeons now. The enemies don't do too much damage. I just mostly need to increase his the power of his scythe a little bit. But he's pretty much ready. Took Xanafied and Echo way longer to get to this point. But yeah, I do like the big sweeps from like Stellar Surge and the Meridian Sweep skill. Those are pretty nice. Oh, one more thing I need to do. I need to use one of these. FF14, like I've heard great things about it, but also I know that like there have been a lot of players disappointed by the recent expansion, like the Dawn Trail expansion, that didn't go over too well. I think that has kind of overall a negative opinion. And there's a lot of quality of life updates that the devs have been neglecting for a very, very long time. That are... Like, it took them like 3 years just to put in something as simple as chat bubbles. But if you like long stories and like good raids and dungeons, then yeah, I would recommend it. Like, I think it's still a good game. It's still in like the top 10 MMOs out there on Steam. If like I actually checked Steam recently, and it's like in the... It's in like the top 10 for like best selling and like most played, I think. I was also watching like a Zepla video today because I get most of my FF14 news from watching her on YouTube. And I guess she was reading something about like what Yoshi P was saying, the guy that makes a lot of the big like calls for the game and stuff. And I guess one alarming thing that he said was that they might be raising the subscription fee for the game, and that's kind of alarming, and updates are kind of slow right now. So honestly, like I would like do some investigating, maybe check out the Discord, figure out what like the pros are saying about it, because like I'm not a huge FF14 player, so obviously like I don't know all the issues to it, but it sounds like it's kind of going downhill. That's kind of like the impression that I'm getting from like a player on the outside. My brother is actually like a huge FF14 player, and I've discussed some of the issues with him, and he says that while the game isn't perfect, it's still like one of the best out there, and like it's still a game that rewards like hard work and stuff. So yeah, I mean, like, I would just do some digging if you're thinking about going into it, especially, like, I think I've taken a look at the Mog Station before, and even if you pay for your membership, like, a year at a time, it still comes down to about $12 a month, and they're thinking about raising that, like, I mean, I guess if you can afford it, but I don't know. I think, like, if you're paying $12 a month to play a game and they're being extra slow with the updates and thinking about raising the costs, that's a red flag to me. I also know it's not, like, all, like, the FF14 team is not completely at fault. I also hear that Square Enix kind of wastes most of the money they make from FF14 and keeps the game on like a very limited budget, and that's why like a lot of these big updates aren't getting done. And I think that's completely ridiculous, because like FF14 is way bigger than like a small MMO like Mabinogi. It's still in like the top 10 MMOs. Square Enix has the money to fund any update that game wants. With the number of players they get, there's no excuse. Like, if they say money is the reason why they're not doing an update, that's a bunch of crap right there. Yeah, I think that Square Enix is a selfish company that would rather use most of that money to make a bunch of newer other single-player games and stuff instead of improving one of the most successful MMOs that's currently on the market, which is honestly a really stupid decision. With the right budget and the right kind of updates and actually listening to player feedback, that game could still make them millions. The big reason why I didn't get into FF14 was like when I first started playing it, it was partly like a money thing. Like I wanted my money to go to other things, and I just didn't want to pay for a subscription-based game. And like the other part of it is like the combat just isn't for me. I don't really mind how big like an MMO download is. Like if it's like 100 gigabytes or less, like who cares? But like hard drive space is as cheap as ever these days. But like the combat has to be good, and I don't want to be paying like a big subscription fee for something that takes hours to get into. Yeah, let me know how it goes, and if you decide to stream it, I'll definitely watch that. I think FF14 is alright. I mean, it's just not for me, or at least not to the point where I would want to pay a subscription fee all year round, not at this point. Like, I heard the combat gets good around level 30 or something like that, but you have to play for like 6 hours or more just to get into that. I mean, from what I hear from the players, it's fairly relaxing in the sense that you can play it when you want to and quit when you want to, you know? I mean, you can always drop your sub and come back, but I don't know. It just... It does it for some people, it doesn't do it for everyone. That's kind of like the best answer I can give, is it might be your style, it might not. The other way they keep players hooked in is the way their housing system is designed, because if you buy a house in FF14, then you have to like log in every, I think, 30 days or something like that. Maybe it's a little bit more, or else you lose your house. And by login, that means you still have to be like paying a sub. So like, if you stop paying your sub and you stop signing in, after a certain time you lose your in-game house, and then you have to set up all that crap over again. I mean, you don't lose your furniture or anything like that, but you would have to like buy another one, and that's really hard to do. Yeah, so they hold some of their players hostage in that kind of way. That could use some massive improvements. I think if anything, it would probably be better for you as a new player, because like a lot of the content is already there. A lot of the good stuff, like there's the A Realm Reborn, then there's Heaven's Ward, then I think it's like what is it, Stormblood, and then it's like Shadowbringers and Endwalkers. So yeah, there are like 5 big storylines before Dawntrail. I think that's how it goes. And also, as you can imagine, my character in FF14 is one of the cat people. There are like cat people races, so my character is one of those. The other thing about jobs, though, is jobs are also, like, capped at certain levels, though. Like, every time they release a new expansion, they release a new job for the game, like a new class or whatever. And, like, there's, like, a level restriction before you can get into all of them. Like, I was kind of interested in the new one that's like some sort of Viper talent or whatever, where you wield 2 swords, and I guess you can't get into that until you're like level 70 or 80, maybe it's even 90. And it's just like, I'm not gonna wait that long to play the class that I want to play. But yeah, what I do like about FF14 is I like the cat people race. That's the race I've always played as when I did play it, and I also like that Limsa place that's like by the water. That's like one of the starting areas. That area looks pretty cool. It's like a really giant version of Port Cobb. Like if I were to go back to FF14? I would think about it. Because, like, I think you can play for free to, like, a certain extent, too. Like, they do let you play for free, but they put massive restrictions on you, like you can't use a mount until you start paying. It also depends on how hard it will be for me to get into my account, or if I'll have to create a completely new one. Their login system and the Mog station are not the best. They make those kind of annoying. Yeah, for now, just like take a look at it, see if you like it, and then maybe I'll dig up some of my old login information. Yeah, sure, I might be willing to like join and like see what all the everything that's going on there, see what the big deal is. Honestly, if they made early game combat a little bit more engaging, that might be enough to like make me actually play the game. Like if they stopped making their jobs like restricted up to certain levels and just let you pick any job right from the beginning, and made the combat a little bit more fast-paced in the start instead of making you wait 30 or 40 levels, then yeah, I might actually be willing to get into the game and link these storylines. Oh, I wouldn't be Xanafiedlion, though. Actually, in FF14, I use my Nagumiko character as my character name for that one. Granted, I might not be able to get into that account, so I might attempt to create some sort of other cat warrior. I don't know if I ever created a Xanafied cat in it or not. Because I never made like any videos on FF14, I never streamed it. I also heard that like some players were kind of upset about like how expensive the outfits, the cash shop outfits were like, there were some cash shop outfits that were like 40 to 60 bucks, and like honestly they didn't even look that good. I've seen outfits in Mabinogi that look as good as those or better, and it's just like, what? Why would I pay for this? I mean, granted it's optional, but like, unlike Mabinogi, if someone buys that cash shop outfit, they can't sell it in the auction house in FF14 as far as I know. So there's no way to get it other than getting it through the cash shop, which kind of sucks, and it does create like a small player divide as to like who can have what fashion and stuff. So it's... I do keep an eye on like the little problems that I see popping up in the game, but aside from that, I keep an eye on it because it's like my brother's into it, and like you might as well keep an eye on your competition, right? There are going to be some players that are going to come to Mabinogi and like ask what are the differences between Mabinogi and FF14, so I try and educate myself on like popular MMOs like that. Yeah, FF14 certainly doesn't have the free market Mabinogi does. Like, Mabinogi, you can sell just about any cash shop item for gold, and event items too. In FF14, I don't think you can sell like event outfits or cash shop outfits or anything like that for like Gil or their version of gold. For me, it's not like a Final Fantasy issue, it's just that the game isn't really my style. Like, I played the old Super Nintendo Final Fantasy games. I played Final Fantasy 7 and 8 a little bit, and a little bit of 9 too. Like, they're good games, they have good story. The other problem is, like, time, too. It's like... At one point, I really got into Star Wars: The Old Republic online, and, like, I had to quit playing that one because, like, they wanted a subscription, me pay a subscription, and also because it was so time-consuming. I was finding that I would play that game for, like, 5 to 6 hours at a time, and it's just like, I only have time to waste my entire life on one MMO, I think. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I'll be able to get Megumiko back because one thing I remember was the reason I stopped playing the very first time I created an account with them was because I actually like did it through Steam, and then something went wrong with the connection between Steam and like the FF14 servers, and I couldn't log in that way anymore, and I never got around to getting that issue fixed. So And I think like I went back and used the official launcher for FF14 without Steam to get back in. Wherever that account info is. Yeah, so like I probably wouldn't recommend like playing it through Steam because I had issues with that after a certain point. And then I did like try Guild Wars 2 recently, like about a month or so ago, because I heard popularity for that was kind of flaring up, and it was okay for a little bit, but it didn't really hold my attention. Like, I think my favorite part of it was the exploration, just like seeing new areas and stuff, but overall I don't know. Played it once or twice and then I didn't go back. Yeah, to be completely honest, like, there's not a lot of MMOs I'm really looking forward to these days. Like, I want to check out Ashes of Creation whenever it comes out, if that game turns out to be, like, legit and all that. And I'm looking forward to Mabinogi Mobile, but aside from that, I really don't have a lot of high hopes for new MMOs in general. If I really wanted to play another MMO just for, like, casual fun, I was thinking about, like, returning to Dragon Ball Online for a little bit, but I don't really know if I want to do that. That's a lot of snakes. Yeah, I don't know how many class options you have at like the very start of it. I don't think Machinist is one of the ones you can start with like right away. So yeah, you might want to like check like when those classes get unlocked at. Because what FF14 is like is you go in and there's a ton of restrictions until you put in hours and hours of work, and then you slowly unlock all the little extra features and classes as you play. So it's very like heavily story based. Like, you're gonna have to do a lot of story content, and then you're gonna get side quests to unlock things related to fashion, getting extra jobs, that kind of thing. Which some people like, but, you know, whatever works. I don't know, I mean, you could just give it a try, play it for, you know, maybe a day or two, see if you like it. Some people do. I think it's good enough to definitely, like, earn a try, you know? I don't know if it's for everyone. I mean, it hasn't stayed in the top of 10 MMOs for years, you know, for no reason. I mean, actually, up until, like, recently, it used to be, like, in the top 5 MMOs or the top 3 for, like, a couple of years. I've also heard rumors that their next expansion after Dawntrail is going to be called Blind Frost. I don't know if that's the official name that they're going to stick with for their expansion, but I've seen things like that floating around on YouTube over the last, like, 2 or 3 days. But hey, on the plus side, though, I mean, if you choose to play a Lalafell race, I mean, at least the character will be, you know, about as tall as you are. So there's that. But if you want to see like updates about like the glamour system, their fashion system, and like things like that, and like videos about like how players feel about fashion mods and stuff, then I would definitely say Zepla's channel is a good one to check out. Like, she has a lot of good videos about like the state of the game and her opinions on certain updates, and including a lot about like choices about the fashion system and how that's going. Let's see how we're doing with Harmonic Saint here. Let's go ahead and level that up. 1 HP, 1 MP. And 1 HP. Can't learn any of their skills yet. Not that one. Oh well, we're not even level 3 yet? Okay, we're almost level 3, so I can get that skill at the very bottom there pretty soon. 1 MP, 1 intelligence, and 1 intelligence. Yes, I was right. Harmonic Saint is going to be really good for my mage stuff. The stats. Can learn this, get some MP. Just do that for most of them. Yeah, it looks like we got them all for now. Let's try... Okay, yeah, there are no more in here. Roguelike? Kinda depends, actually. Like, I mean, like, yeah, some roguelike games can be fun. So sort of like open world games that let you explore and do whatever you want. I mean, I like almost any type of video game. Typically, I just go for whatever gives me the most freedom to F it up as much as possible. Like, there's nothing I enjoy more than going through a map and looking through all the places that I can go, and then seeing if I can go to the places the game also doesn't want me to go. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh wait, that spider lived. No, I'm not ready yet. Okay, there we go. Be gone, spider. Oh yeah, I've done a couple of those. I mean, to some extent, I do like a game that isn't completely randomly generated, where it's like where it does have like a solid and set world. But yeah, it can be fun having like something that's sort of repetitive and auto-generated levels like that. I used to play that Steam game Rogue Legacy a bit. That one was kind of fun. You would like run into a castle with like a different knight, and then if your knight dies, then you get to pick who like your next ancestor is, and then like that knight is your new character, and then you go in and then try and survive again. And like the castle and the dungeons were like different every time. I haven't played that for years. They made a second one. Oh, and then Hero Siege is also roguelike too. I played that a bit. That one had like randomly generated levels and was like a pretty heavy combat game. I was trying to think of the name of what it was, and yeah, I think Hero Siege. Been a while since I played that one too. Jeez, even more of those things. Let's do this. Okay, it looks like we're actually pretty close to the end here. Oh wait, I need to use another one of those. Perfect. A couple more rooms. Okay, these two are gonna move back real slow. Let's use some Meteor here. Would love to be using Dark Diviner, but I gotta level up that Harmonic Saint. looking at here. So we're gonna go in through here, then through here. Okay, then the boss room is pretty close. I think the next room will probably have the boss key. There we go. Alright, boss. I think I'll wrap things up after the veteran dungeon. Like, I'm pretty satisfied with today. Got Harmonic Saint unlocked. Making progress on those veteran runs, like, that's good enough. Okay, the Headless is the boss. The giant fireball is just the weak assistant. Let's get rid of these gremlins first. Kind of a nuisance. Let's get the fireball with Fate Foretold. Come on, actually move within range. How long are you gonna head over there? Okay, we've attracted the attention of Headless, so we'll do that real quick. Not ready for him yet. Trying to get this thing out of here first. Got him. Okay, now the Headless. Great. Now I'll deal with this little gremlin piece of... What do you think you're doing getting in the way? Come on. Let's do that. I'm gonna get those gremlins with Meteor. Just smash them. There. And on an elf, I never really had a chance to test this out, but let's see how I'll find it. Like, Final Strike has surprisingly worked in my favor more times than I thought it would. So I'm gonna try just Final Striking the heck out of this thing. See what kind of result I get. That might be a really smart move or a really stupid move, but I'll soon find out. This is actually pretty effective. Well, we're taking down his health pretty fast. I'll definitely use that again when I get the boost, if he's still alive by then, which, yeah, I think he will be. Yeah, Final Strike is way more useful than I thought it would be. Like, it's even coming in handy in veteran dungeons, which might be an advantage it has over Final Hit. I'm not sure Final Hit would be that effective. But until we get that refresh, we'll give him some safe stuff. Alright, there it is. Let's go ahead and swap back here. And same strategy as before, we'll mana shield up. And we'll do this. Probably get him down to at least 40% with this thing. I wonder if it's better if I click on him instead of like spamming E. Try that instead. No, that might be a little bit better in this instance. About the same. Maybe I'll do both. Yeah, we're gonna get him down to roughly 40% before this wears off. Okay, it's gonna be a while before we're ready for that again, so I'm gonna take this off. We'll put the staff back on. We do have another meteor to get him with. Actually, 3 meteors, so... Nice, and we got him with all 3 of them. He didn't dodge any of them. That's right, get closer. A little closer. No? Okay. Didn't bait him that time. Running low on MP. Whoops, I'm gonna need the other dog. I should actually create the other 2 corgis, because I got like 2 other corgi pet vessels from all these free events and crap. They're very handy for restoring MP. Let's do that. Get a little bit more back. Oops, a little too slow there. I could finish him off with Final Strike, but honestly by this point there's really no need with how low his health is. And done. Reforged tools, smoldering threads, spirit gems, powder. Alright. Go ahead and check that off the list. Surprised that orb held out. Let's go ahead and put this back. Oh, and I forgot to claim that after I cleared the Alban training grounds. So I could have upgraded the scythe a little bit before I went in, but oh well. Still a great test run. Like, finally Xanafiedlion's at the point where you can start doing these on like a regular basis. Alright, I'm gonna give my spirit weapons a little attention, and then I'm gonna wrap things up. Alright, well I think that's good enough progress for today, so next week we will get that Stardust stuff done for the upgrade stone here and a couple other things. Work on the scythe more, do a few more veteran runs, do more Dan tests. I'm not sure what Grandmaster I want to pursue next, so I'll think about that over the weekend.